Oh, I always love the Slateport City intro. This lighthouse was comically small in the original games. It was made by Kyoga, but whatever. Whatever suits you. Oh, this is a really good arrangement of the theme, I like it. Just, they got the bells in it really well. Slateport, I believe, is based off of... Is it Sapporo? It's one of the biggest cities in the region of Japan that this game's based off of, so... Yeah. Oh, Slateport Market's a separate area now, okay. What is there sparkle there for? What?! Well, that was unexpected! That is interesting, considering that I have an Alakazam on my team. It may be pretty overpowered, but it still has paper-thin defenses, so I might consider that fair for use. Oh, not now, just soon. Probably once we get Secret Power. Yeah, they're totally not some kind of underground mafia organization. Well, I guess I used to back when, incense. Oh, that's really cool. There are now a lot more incenses than there used to be, but man, they're expensive. Lax Incense and Sea Incense were originally the only two incenses in the original Ruby and Sapphire. The main purpose of incenses is you can give them to certain Pokemon that got babies introduced in later generations than they debuted in, and when you breed them, they'll hatch into baby Pokemon. Generally speaking, it's more trouble than it's worth, because baby Pokemon have to be evolved before they can breed, and that gets really irritating. Ugh, you have no idea how frustrating it was to breed the Raichu I used in the VGC. Anyway. But Sea Incense is for Azurill, Lax Incense is for Wynaut, Budju, Chingling, Bonsly, Mime Jr., Happiny, Munchlax, and Mantike. They also have other effects, but most of them are the same as other items. Hey, this person! So yeah, in the original games, this was the only way to know if your Pokemon had maxed out effort points. If it did, she would give you an effort ribbon. Now you can just look at Super Training to see if a Pokemon has maxed out effort points. Hey, it's the Energy Guru, I remember this guy. Vitamins may be stupidly expensive now, but this guy is one of the few places in the series where you can buy items at discounted prices, if you wait for the right day. So, that was really awesome originally. Be sure to stock up on those for leveling up on when you're training Pokemon, once the sales happen. Hey, Traveling TM Shop. Let's see what they got. Hone Claws, Thunder Wave, that's very useful. Struggle Bug. As much as I'd like to say it's not very good, it might be somewhat good for Harmonica at this point. And Confide, bleh. Terrible move. Hone Claws is alright, as is Thunder Wave, but I'm still undecided as to whether I'm actually allowed to buy TMs in this challenge. Yeah, it's definitely better than just being in some stuffy old department store. See, originally I thought that was referencing a seaweed Pokemon, but nope. Oh, that's cool. Little Root Crimson. Part of the price tag is torn, it's probably ridiculously expensive. These look like Pecha Berries. Oh man, I love the Slateport music. Slateport, even though it doesn't have a gym, it's probably one of the more memorable non-gym towns in the series, at least to me. It helps that I spent a lot of time there due to the Energy Guru. Now this is interesting. This, I believe, is what Sea Morville was. I thought Sea Morville referred to an actual sea when I was playing the demo. Apparently this is the replacement for the abandoned ship. So that doesn't bode well for its fate. Stern Shipyard. Wanted a sailor capable of sailing in all currents. Hey, you might want to ask Mr. Briny for that. I'd certainly like a Pokemon that could surf in all currents, because there's this really annoying current route later on in the game. Yes, it does. This was one of the only indicators in the original games of what nature actually did, so this was actually quite useful. Interesting. Wait a minute. No, the first contest hall is in Verdanturf Town? Or is it here? Oh wait, no, one of the higher ranked contests is here, isn't it? I actually preferred Emerald, where they consolidated all 4 ranks to one city. I mean, it was a late game city, but at least it was an easy access to all of the areas. Interesting. Team Aqua would approve of the people gathering at water thing, but they wouldn't approve of a new community being built on the land. Yeah, that's pretty much a given. In a way, Slateport City could be seen as somewhat of maybe a peaceful existence of Team Aqua and Team Magma's philosophies. So we'll be getting a bike soon. Let's check out the Pokemart. Hey, it's a triathlete. And a cosplayer. Hey, there's another guy here. I believe you will sell... Okay, you've got Pokeballs, Great Balls, and a bunch of items that I can't actually buy. Hey, you're selling Super Repels already, though. Might want to stock up on some of those. But you are... Okay, you just sell X items, which I'm not allowed to buy. But I may as well stock up on some Great Balls here. I kind of consider them fair game at this point. I'll just get 10 of them for now. Oh, and you get a Premier Ball for buying 10 Great Balls now as well? I mean, it's definitely cheaper to buy 10 Pokeballs for them, but, that's kind of cool. That, I believe, would be the Pokemon Fan Club. No, it's the Name Raider. There's the Pokemon Fan Club, just outside the market. I'll visit that later. Here's the Name Raider, but I don't want to change the nicknames of any of my Pokemon. Interestingly, the Name Raider is actually called an Onomancer in the Japanese version, which is actually a kind of person who does fortune-telling based off of names. Interesting. Pokeblock kit. No, I don't, since I only know about the Pokeblock case. I've heard making Pokeblocks is less of a minigame now than it was before, which is kind of annoying. It says title is under construction. Services will begin shortly. That's a cool angle. Once we get Surf, we can... Well, actually, we can't go here because there's a current. Let's check out the port here. Oh, this looks cool. Definitely looks more like an actual shipyard. You're that same generic receptionist that's all over Carlos. Hint, hint. Hint, hint. Seriously, who built a submarine that small? Oh, this one only sells Soda Pop. Of course, I can't buy it due to my rules. Yes, due to the fact the ship doesn't exist yet. I guess my next port of call would be the fan club. Actually, it looks a little bit smaller than it did in originals. Hi, Meryl. I can scan you on my Dex Nav. I can also scan that Zigzagoon, but yeah. Yeah, I remember hearing that the Furfru groomer is here, but I don't have a Furfru. And this one will groom our Furfru regardless of how stylish we are. Yeah, Pokemon do, giving proteins does increase a Pokemon's happiness, so yeah. That would be a female Pokefan. It's very easy to raise friendship. Simply doing well with a Pokemon in battle will make it happier. Oh, really? Already? And we get the Soothe Bell, which is kind of not useful to Pokemon that are already maxed happiness, but the Soothe Bell makes happiness go up faster. Very useful for Pokemon like Riolu or Chansey that evolve by happiness. Skinny photo. It's a photo of a Pikachu in aristocratic clothes. Ugh! King Pikachu. Ugh, I hate Pikachu so much. Anyway. Fan club's chairman. And his Pikachu. Which I don't like. Join the Pokemon fan club. I still think it's really bizarre that there's a poker fan in the Battle Maison who makes the Pokemon fan club sound like a cult. I can't believe they got away with that. Oh, this interviewer person. I remember this person. You could give some very weird answers to her. What was it about Mightyena that attracted you? I can actually enter something? Okay, this is interesting. Can I say flinches? Or flinch rate, maybe. I don't know. Originally, you got to pick things out of the easy chat system, which was actually quite funny. I mean, it was a preemptive attempt to prevent, like, obscene words and stuff. Now they have an actual swear filter, so they don't really need that. But originally, you could do some pretty hilarious things, like saying that what Pokemon meant to you was eats, or let me win. Okay, so that's all. Yeah, Pokemon that faint too often will get less happy, but usually it's not that bad unless you let them faint repeatedly in the same battle by using, like, revives and stuff. Colour that big book. Oh, it's the chairman guy. Yeah, complete stuck-up. So they're like, oh, hey, well, I'm so pretentious, I'll always win any contest I enter, so I'm not going to enter them because, oh, I'm OP and I need nerfing. Yeah, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, this doesn't have anything to do with actually raising the Pokemon in terms of battles. He's only talking about contest stats here, so don't be offended if he says it's not good either to a Pokemon that you've EV trained. It's, again, purely to do with contest stats. But if you do show him a Pokemon that has good contest stats, also hi Aqua Grunts, Yes, it does. Apparently a lot of places are sold out of these games, though, at the moment. The museum is being invaded by pirates! I always thought it made much more sense for, Hey, I think you're the grunts from the demo, yeah. I think it made much more sense for Team Aqua to be the ones you fight in the museum. I really don't see what Team Magma would want with an Oceanic Museum, except for maybe, I don't know your enemy or something. But here we have a contest hall. I believe this... Is this the first contest hall now? Because I found it really weird that in the original games, they'd introduce the second last rank early and then make you wait until Verdanturf to do the main one. Let's see what's in here, though. That's a pretty cool arrangement of the contest hall theme. But you there... Maybe if we win a contest, we'll get a certain special Pikachu. Not that I'm interested in one. Yeah, apparently you can actually take a picture of yourself with your Pokemon. I really hope this isn't used to take inappropriate photos like a whole bunch of other share photos of yourself online games do. Really annoying that. Oh, that's interesting. Info. That's cool. So, you won't be able to see the audience, so you won't know if the audience is booing you or not. I don't know if I can actually use this. Yeah, but I'm not sure if I'm even allowed to enter. What are you doing? Oh yeah, this is the guy who says torment, who does torment, right? I think this was a little bit lost in translation. The Japanese name of torment kind of makes more sense for this. Also, here they display the pictures of Pokemon. I always loved it when you got your Pokemon displayed in contests, and like how they had different art styles based on the contest. It is quite hard to make a Pokemon that does well in both battles and contests. Pretty hard. Oh, this is a dressing room. Normally you're allowed to go onto the stage in contests. I guess we're not allowed to do that just yet. This music's pretty cool though. They're implying that it's somewhere in Slateport, but I'm guessing it's back in Verdanturf. I'm not sure if this is still the Hyper rank or not. Or, Ultra rank, as they call it in Diamond and Pearl. Well, I guess the only thing to do now is to give the parts to Captain Stern. Oh, hey, we've got a cutscene in here. Building ships the IKEA way. Yes, a guy named Doc ended up working in the shipbuilding industry. It's almost like this is the Ace Attorney universe. I think before you actually had to go down into the lower floors to find the guy. That's all you're gonna say? The sea is a being in its own accord. And there's an upstairs now? Originally it was just a downstairs. Oh, that's cool. We get to actually oversee all the ship work here. That's actually pretty awesome. And we can do this, even though that's not really gonna do much. Okay, this is very cool. I do like this. This is actually pretty nice. Doesn't look like they've progressed very far with the boat yet, though. Top secret documents. Maybe I could leak these. That TV doesn't seem to be working. Yeah, I guess so. Some ships are practically buildings in their own right. And you are not Stern. No, I need Surf to go there. Interesting. Yeah, I've heard that's very different to the original Ruby and Sapphire. I'm wondering why there's no abandoned ship anymore. Maybe with a few, like, not so much airline incidents, if that was stupid, like boat incidents. Lately, they thought it was a bit too insensitive or something. And of course, the line is now gone after we've talked to that one person. Time to head on into the museum, and I think I'm going to actually take on the Aqua people because I have this suspicion that we're going to get healed after the Team Aqua fights here. I don't know why, I actually think I might be remembering wrong, but I had a slight suspicion that you actually did get healed after them in the original Ruby and Sapphire, so... This is annoying though, because Harmonica's not going to do well against water types, Bongo's fainted, Clarinet and Trumpeter will have to solo everything, and hopefully... Oh yeah, and I think we only have 2 battles here, but whoever's at the front of the party has to take on both of them, and well, I guess it's as good a time as any to try out our newly evolved Clarinet. Anyway, let's head on into the Ocean Museum, where there is a very awesome callback music. So, it's time to do a little museum-ing, whatever that means. Yeah, your place is being invaded by criminals, and you still have to let me pay to go in. Longtime fans of the series might recognise this music. Anyway, I think if you have, like, no money at this point, they let you in for free and take pity on you. Because this is plot required. So, yes, this is the SS Anne music from the original Pokemon Red and Blue. Yeah, that's a pretty nice nod. Anyway. As much as people go, oh, boring science facts, I actually really did like this. It's just kind of cool that it teaches you a few actually interesting things that a lot of people take for granted. Hey, you're saying that just like you did in the demo. Especially in Hoenn. Especially in Hoenn. Roxanne likes sediments. She says they make her feel sedimental. That was her pun, not mine. Okay. All those Team Aqua guys were all like, oh, the sea, so pretty. We love the sea. Now this exhibit, it's on its own, looks like a Manaphy egg for some reason. Yeah, you don't want to go too deep in the sea without preparation, otherwise you might... I never realised this when I played the originals, but both of these were HM moves introduced in Gold and Silver. I'm not saying anything. Fossilized soil. What would happen if you revive that? You just get dirt. Oh, right, this guy. He was a bit more obvious in the original games. Yep, we get TM Thief from this guy. Might actually be kind of useful for Mightyena, although I do like Bite's flinch rate. And he runs away. Let's see who can learn Thief. Actually, also Bulk Up. Yeah, not many can learn Rock Tomb. Also, I like to sort my TMs. Abra can learn Thief. I mean, it does have a plus attack nature, but Abra's attack is still pathetic. Nothing can learn Steel Wing, so, oh, hey, Slakoth can learn Bulk Up, that's cool. Yeah, Bulk Up has very limited distribution. It's a really amazing move on the right Pokemon, but actually finding the right Pokemon is a pretty difficult task. Also, people who played the originals like me will notice that the museum now has an upper floor instead of a lower floor. Hey, it's a big map of Hoenn. It's a miniature diorama of the Hoenn Reacher. It has too much water, 7.8 out of 10. That's cool. Churro had a bit of water. This is, of course, totally new, and Sinnoh has very few water routes. Unova has even fewer water routes. Interesting. Kalos has very hard water. Yeah, that ship's still under construction. And I believe, yeah, that's the prototype submarine. This one is big enough to fit one man, which is at least a step up from the prototype, which wasn't big enough to fit anybody. What's that? Submersible pod. Interesting. What's that? The Royal Unova. Currently being built. Yes, confirmation, Black and White do take place in the future of Ruby and Sapphire. It's scheduled to be completed in years. Yeah, no canonizing the time specifically. Is that the SS Anne? Yeah, it is the SS Anne, hey. Circles the globe. AKA, it circles the globe once and then never comes back again. Ever. Okay. Because of this, when you dive into the sea, and don't wear breathing equipment, you die. The end. And this would be Stern, we know him from the demo. But of course, it's pirate time, yar! Of course, we'd be stopped. We're Team Aqua. Our boss wants the parts in that case, so shut your yap and fork it over. So, here we go, it's battle time. I remember these guys being very, very easy. So, this should not be too hard. That is really redundant, but anyway. Aquajet does make them a little bit more annoying than they were in the originals. And I'm going to take rough skin damage, aren't I? Clarinet is going to go into the second battle considerably weakened, but... yeah, it's annoying that these things are resistant to dark. Of course, Trumpeter helps since they happen to be water types. There are a lot of people who say, oh, it's recommended that you pick Trico on Sapphire because of Team Aqua, but really, Team Aqua doesn't really use that many water types, and if anything, the water types it does use are weak to Blaziken's fighting type, so if anything, Blaziken is still a relatively effective choice against Team Aqua. Yep, that was pretty simple. But we have another grunt battle right after. The 27th strongest member of Team Aqua. Considering that we met the 25th strongest member of Team Aqua in the demo, and according to Bulbapedia, there were barely 25 Team Aqua grunts to begin with in the series, which means that they were very low ranked. This person's probably even lower ranked, although he does have 2 Pokemon. I need to conserve my Soda Pop, so I may have to switch here. As much as Trumpeter doesn't want to be taking on, I get this feeling that we'll be getting a heal after this battle, that's all. Oh, wing attack already? That is not good. The best thing I have here is Pursuit. Which still is okay. Of course you hit with Supersonic. And I can't exactly switch out because, Mighty Enna's going to take severe damage. Oh, okay, critical hit, nice. You two seem to be the lucky pair. Trumpeter gets all the critical hits, Clarinet gets all the flinches. Okay, that's excellent. Oh, no level up for Abra, that's annoying. And the Kavana, which will be Kavana no more for... oh, I'm still confused. Mega Drain time. And goodbye, and that should give me most of my health back. And again, I still have this feeling that you get healed after this battle. I'm not sure, but you might. Okay, good. Air horn leveled up. That's very useful. Again, that wasn't too bad. But I believe something's about to happen. Don't you always get stopped by meddling kids? What do we have here? I came to see what was taking so long, just to steal a few parts, and I find your simps getting beat by this kid. Heh, that's quite a fierce expression for such a wee little scamp. The face tells me you're not just another mindless trainer brat. The name is Archie. The rough-looking lot you see here are the members of my team, Team Aqua. So tell me, boyo, do you know that Pokemon, people, and all life in this world depend on the sea? That's right. The sea is an irreplaceable treasure for every living thing on this planet. Don't listen to all those reviewers who say this region has too much water. But with our selfish extravagance, humanity dirties the great ocean, destroying this source of all life. Day by day, we're destroying our most precious resource, and then we complain that there's too much of it. If we humans suffer from our actions, well, maybe we'll end up getting what we deserve. But what about the Pokemon in our world? The Pokemon that no longer have a place to live because we stole and soiled their seas. Never mind the Pokemon that need the land to live, we don't care about them at all. The Pokemon that won't have a place to raise their young and watch them grow. Again, never mind the ones that live on land. We are creating a world in which innocent Pokemon suffer as a result of our actions, if they are water type. And that is something that I can't forgive. That's why I came to a decision, see? The foolish actions of my fellow humans, the seas we have blighted, nature itself. I will return everything to its unspoiled beginnings. Heh, it's not like me to talk so much. I must be giving a big exaggerated villain monologue. Never mind, little scamp. I withdraw for now and leave you be. But understand this, get in my way again, and you won't walk away unscathed next time. Well, you will be walking away, but it'll be off a plank. Remember that, at least. We're moving out, lads. Well, that was interesting. And as you notice, Archie now has his own theme music that's a more calm rearrangement of his battle music from the original game. I kind of like that, that's pretty cool. Also, Archie's motives have been expanded a little bit, but I still think he's a bit of a hypocrite in saying, oh yeah, we destroyed the sea, that's bad for Pokemon. Well, that is good, you're kind of ignoring all the Pokemon that aren't water types. And it's weird to hear the music go back to this now. Wait, I thought the ship wasn't built yet. Wait a minute, do you heal me or not? I actually don't think we got healed. Nope, we didn't get healed. Dang it, I was wrong. Forced heals come when I don't expect them, and when I do expect them, they don't come. So then, I may have to use the Slateport heal point. And that is very annoying, but it's kind of a thing that sort of has to happen. Oh hey, people are now back in the museum. Of course I do! Okay, yeah, I'll tell you something. Anything of interest that I experienced recently involving Pokemon? This is a hard one. I mean, the most recent thing I experienced was pirates, but, no. What did I experience involving Pokemon that was interesting? Well, somewhat recently, I did discover a certain type of challenge run that I became quite a fan of. Yeah, this might sound weird though, but I find no experience runs to be quite fun. Yeah, so now they're on buzz navs rather than regular TV. Yeah, if you get all giddy and gooey when you see the sea, Hoenn is the region for you. Yeah, I wouldn't hug a tentacle if I were you. One, it's kind of squishy, and two, it would sting. Oh, I also wouldn't hug quillfish. Just saying, that's probably a good idea. But anyway, I think I may have to heal here, so... Have I talked to the trainers in here yet? Yeah, that's kind of cool, although sometimes when you trade a Pokemon with an item, it will evolve. And when you trade a Kadabra with an item that is an Everstone, it will evolve regardless of the Everstone. Yeah, I personally prefer this approach. Of course, if it's stupidly overleveled, it will still beat types that it's even, weak to, but what's the fun in that? Okay, for the record, I have used Slateport's Pokemon Center, as much as I didn't want to. Seriously, this game gives me free heals when I don't need them, and when I do need them, yeah, I don't get free heals. But anyway, with that, I think we've done everything that we can do in Slateport. So next time, we'll be heading up this way, to the next route, which is actually kind of a big one. On the way to Morville City. See you then.